I'm not trying to ruin your Christmas, but hey, I'm not trying to ruin your Christmas, but I've kind of got to let you know something before you dash out into the woods and chop down your tree, before you spend a lot of money on gifts and such, and before you go to Sunday Mass and do your thing. I'll take just a few minutes for me to explain. Now, imagine, if you will, I'm sitting in the basement of an abandoned building with two big musclehead guys standing over me. I mean, they are built to last. They have weapons of mass destruction on them and swords of gold. When they spin their swords around, they appear like flames of fire. And they're standing over me and they are itching to crack my beautiful, delicate, and peaceful head wide open. And their boss, he's sitting in a seat between them, slightly behind. I can't see him that well, but all I can see is his luscious white hair, red villain type eyes, and bare feet. His feet look like they were burnt in fire, with two holes in them, one on each foot. And this guy seated is giving the orders, but he doesn't say a word while I'm there. They don't have guns, they have something more powerful than guns. They also have swords, and they are commanding me to inform you what I have laid out so preciously in a short manuscript. If I could break free with no consequences, I surely would. I'd leave you to your gift shopping, eggnog drinking, I'd ask for a cup too, gift exchanging, and surprise face making, even though you knew what you were getting. That you do during Christmas. I mean, it's truly a wonderful time of the year. Everyone we see appears so joyous. Really, I'm not the type of guy who wants to stop the party. I'm not the type of guy who wants the reputation around town of being a Grinch. Do you see how disturbingly unattractive the Grinch is portrayed in the movies? And I'm quite the handsome fellow myself, if I may add. Anyway, back to my predicament. I'm in this warehouse with these guys, and one of them gave me a body blow just to let me know they were dead serious this time. This time? You see, back in 2005 or so, a guy came by and told me of a job I had to do, and if I didn't, I'd see the light. He didn't mean the light as enlightenment or truth. He meant the light you see when you are near death. I told the guy, hey, that stuff's not true that people near death see a bright light, is it? His reply was, it is to them. He went on to say that is the least of my worries. Just think about what put them in the near death situation that made them believe they saw the white light. Reality check. The light they meant would be a near death beating of my own. With that being the case, I asked, what is the job? I was given the command to meet at the warehouse I am in right now, writing this to you. The only thing is, I didn't show up the first time. What happened next? A series of bad events. A good friend of mine died. I lost my job. My wife left me and took my daughter. My bank accounts were frozen and emptied. And I was in my house laying on the floor in my home because all my furniture left with my wife. And all I could wonder was, what the heck has just happened? Was this some kind of Secret Service order or something? Then a knock came at the door as I was lying on the floor crying like a little baby. All I could think was that this guy was coming to end it for me. I was kind of glad. I yelled from inside, come on in, punk. Come on in and kill me. I'm ready to go. I wasn't, but you know how it is when you feel so much pain, you would rather check out or die or sleep off the pain. So I was yelling, and the knocks got louder. So I yelled, "You gotta come get me, punk!" He finally yelled back, "It's the sheriff! Open the door!" The sheriff, I thought? Great, I'm protected. I ran to the door, and it was the guy who had the job for me. I wanted to scream. I was like Mark Jackson, "Mama, there goes that man again." But I couldn't. He said, "It's so good to see you," then proceeded to punch me in the nose. It was so hard I flew back into the wall about 12 feet into the house from the front door. He then gave me an eviction foreclosure notice and said, "The job is waiting for you when you're ready." I would have given in, but it was that laugh, that chuckle that kept me thinking and wanting to overcome this without doing the job. In my mind, I said, screw that job. But I knew I had to do it or something worse would happen. And something worse did. They took my best friend. It was then that I went to the warehouse. "We thought you would show up," they told me arrogantly. And that chuckle, it was the same every time. It must have been a recording. They told me I had been chosen to do a job and that I must do it. They sat me down and gave me a book that was sealed and said, "Start at the beginning. Don't stop until you get to the end." I thought to myself, I'll stop when I want to. Heard a thought in my own head, in their voice say, "No, you won't." What kind of science is this? I read it grudgingly. It was a thick, fat book. So I read and finished the book. I mean, it was pretty well, very interesting stuff in there. I finished and asked, "Can I go now?" And they ordered me to read it again from front to back. We're talking over 1,000 pages of heavy hitting revelations. Mind you, it took me 90 days to read it front to back the first time. All I was given to eat during this time was soup and water. In addition to the soup vegetable diet, they forced me to get fit. I had to do 100 push ups a day, 500 sit ups, 25 pull ups, and 75 burpees a day. I was fit, I gotta say, physically, and what they had me reading was getting me fit mentally and spiritually. For what? I didn't know initially, but I wanted to get out and go back to my normal life. So they ordered me to read it again a third time. So this time I asked for a note paper and a pen. And when I did that, they began giving me fruits with my diet. Then I was ordered to read it again, a fourth time. After the fourth time, I demanded to know what I was to do with all of this information. Okay, that's the fourth time. I demand to know why I'm reading this. I heard that chuckle. They finally commanded I go out and tell the people of the world about what I had read. And make it colorful, they commanded. Who do they think I was? William Shakespeare or Stephen King? I mean, Tony Robbins or Eric Thomas or Les Brown? I mean, colorful? I thought, the people don't care about this stuff. They don't want to hear this. They said, give it to them anyway. So they let me out, and I was driven to a specific neighborhood where I was to begin. I was very enlightened by all the things they had me read over the past year. However, I was sure, I mean, absolutely sure, the majority of people did not want anything to do with what I was reading. I mean, I barely did at the time. When I arrived in the neighborhood, I must admit, I was shocked and disappointed. Here? You bring me here? I sat and looked at the people and thought to myself, everyone's too into everything around them. Nobody's interested in this stuff. Many of them were, as we say in the hood, straight clowning. I mean, some were just wilding out. I'm like, I'm not going to say a word to them, I said to myself. And after 7 days, I got up to leave and find my way home. That's when one of the guys from the warehouse pulled up next to me in an all white Suburban and said, "Where do you think you're going?" "I'm out of here, man. I'm gone," I told him. Nobody wants to hear this stuff. Plus, these are some violent looking people. They may try to kill me if I dump all of this on them. "Go and do what you were told," he said. "That's why we had you working out. You're fit. Do the job and be happy," he replied. I thought the fittest man in the world, even his body can't handle a bullet or a sword. His reply to my thought was, "Yours can." Again, what kind of science is this? So he left, and I sat there again looking for the weakest guy or the most approachable gal in the hood to talk with. Even with them, I couldn't open my mouth. I mean, the guys were fixated on making money, and the ladies, they wanted money or clout on Instagram. I just sat there and listened to them like a baby, pretending to be interested in their ramble. "Oh, word? Yeah, what? Yeah, man, I got you. Oh, word? What's this for? I see. Oh, you just take two of these?" I was acting interested, but really I was like, I shut it down and found my way back to the warehouse. I told them I can't. I just can't, man. They said okay, and they went to the back room. They came back out with another guy. He looked like comedian Cat Williams, but his voice was like James Earl Jones's. He came out with a laptop. "Just write your resignation letter, and you're free to go," he said. I asked him, "What was I resigning from?" "Life," he replied. He proceeded to tell me that they had showed me the innermost secrets of the world. They gave me the innermost knowledge of the invisible things, and that if I was too foolish to do the mission, I could go to my fathers. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got real gnarly on them. Like, whoa, dude, whoa, hold up a minute. Hold up a minute now. I had read enough from their books to know what "go to my fathers" meant. "Okay, I think I can do it now," I said. "It's not that easy, my man," the man said. "You will receive 12 strikes and have 30 days to conceive a manuscript to deliver to the people on their most prized day of the year." The two muscle-bound guys came out of nowhere, and they gave me 12 strikes on my side. They broke two ribs. I was sat down and told to produce the manuscript. I had to write with a countdown clock timer in front of me and two golden swords held at my neck. And it had to be colorful. So I did. You're reading or about to read what I had to do. I'm not trying to ruin your Christmas, but I kinda have to. Perhaps it reforms you. Perhaps it doesn't. Perhaps I'm just passing along information. At the end of the day, take it, shelve it, dump it, or pass it on. It makes me no difference at this point to what all I went through and persevered to give it. I am doing my job as a fellow man in the creation of the Creator and as a Melchizedek priest of the Holy Order. Everything else is up to you. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to ask you to get your copy and read it today. I'm not trying to ruin your Christmas, but there's a few things you should consider. Get your copy today. You can download it at kingdomofpriests.com/store. Download it today or in the link in the description. I'm not trying to ruin your Christmas, but